I'm a Scot, but despite the accent and my place of birth, I'm a Londoner. I've been in London longer than I was in Scotland. I've been in London for 30 odd years. During the Scottish referendum, I argued strongly to stay in the Union for various reasons. I'm a little bit bemused at the fact that the Westminster bubble is now complaining about proroguing Parliament as being anti-democratic, when the democratic vote in Scotland for Brexit was to remain, and that's been ignored throughout the last few years. I'm also amused at the concern about democracy when the Northern Ireland Assembly hasn't been properly constituted over the last few years, again because it was inconvenient to the Westminster bubble. I think proroguing Parliament would be a crime for various reasons.
In this instance?
In this instance, I mean, obviously for the governance reasons of running an election, etc., you prorogue. But Brexit was all to do with protecting the Tory party from the Brexit party. That's why Cameron decided to go for the referendum. The way that the two Conservative candidates have talked about Brexit in their campaign, it's been all about the party. If they genuinely cared about the UK, they would call an election. The Brexiteers and the Tory party are concerned about calling an election because they know that people now understand the facts. I despair at the term traitor because you hold a different opinion. I'm a Briton. I'm allowed to have an opinion that's contrary to an opinion as part of being a democracy.
Do you believe, can I ask you, Stuart, do you believe, you talk there about your Scottish roots, but the fact that you've lived here in London for 30 years, the problem from your perspective with the referendum in 2016 is it wasn't a English, Irish, Scottish, Welsh, Northern Irish vote. It was a national vote, wasn't it? So that,
it was
winner takes it all kind of thing.
It was a national vote. However, if you run a Brexit through to its natural conclusion, Scotland will become independent. Ireland will unify.
How quickly do you think that will happen? I mean, that was something Dominic Grieve was talking about yesterday. How quickly do you say that would happen in the event of a no-deal Brexit?
I think the first bit to go would be the Northern Ireland, because the Good Friday Agreement give them the opportunity to do that quicker than Scotland would get its independence. I think Scottish independence would... And I nearly lost friends during the Scottish referendum because I was arguing to stay. If you look at the promises that Westminster made to Scotland to avoid that vote, they've been broken. So I think Northern Ireland would go very quickly. Scotland would have a long, hard road for independence, but I think it would get there. And my view has changed completely. I don't think Westminster respects Scotland. So
you would vote to leave the UK now, would you?
As I said, I've lived in England for the best part of my adult life. I love England.
You wouldn't have a vote then, would you? No.
Well,
if it was along the same lines as last time, you wouldn't have a vote, would you?
Yeah, I would move back because I love England. I love the good-natured, accepting country that England once was. But I look around me now and it's not tolerant of foreigners. It's highly tribal. And I'd leave.
You go back to Scotland?
I'm fortunate to have an Irish passport because my mother was Irish. I'd either... The honesty answer is, if Brexit happens, I'll leave the UK.
If it happens at all, or if it happens with no deal?
It depends how it happens, but if it happens with a no deal, I will leave the UK. I would not want to stay in an England that would be as fractured and ruptured as it currently is. And whatever happens, England's going to be fractured and ruptured for at least a generation.